Hello guys, Brotherhood member Mars here, giving you an online commentary for a special 2v2 31k battle on Rome Total War. Just to give a little bit of context before this battle starts, this battle is actually for the 2019 internal BH 2v2 31k tournament. I'm actually partnered up with Brotherhood member Aurelius, who is over there. So basically, what's going on in this tournament is it's a Brotherhood internal only 2v2. You could bring any faction you want. You could bring barbarians. You could bring all these other factions. Although barbarians aren't recommended, you could totally do that, but you're probably going to lose very badly. So basically, it's games to 2, but if it reaches something along the lines of 2-1, then it can go up to 3 games. And basically, every team plays each other, and I'm guessing that whoever has the most wins at the end of the tournament is crowned the winner of the whole entire tournament. Basically, this tournament isn't really to find out who's the best in the Brotherhood, but mainly to improve our 2v2 skills. So when another 2v2 tournament is hosted, we are a lot better at that. This was actually in response to Paglia's tournament, in which there were 2 Brotherhood teams that were in the tournament. Unfortunately, we did not get the place or win against the teams we wanted to, so we ended up doing this so we could all improve. So the first match, or the match that me and Aurelius did first, was against Legion 22 and Crypto from the Brotherhood. So basically, in this battle, we have the score at this point was actually 1-1. We actually just lost a match before this one. Unfortunately, I did not save it at the time because I really wanted to do another match after that. But yeah, this is actually the second game that we're playing, and it was 1-0 Crypto and Legion. So in this battle, I brought myself a standard bulk 31k build, 6 Praetorian Cavalry, and 14 Urban Cohorts. I basically split the army up to 2, 1 A army, 1 B army. It basically has 7 each. Got 2 pilot shields right here, so I should be able to cover more ground, and I should be able to flank a bit nicer and a bit more easier. And my ally over here is Brotherhood member Aurelius, who has brought 6 Praetorian Cavalry. Looks to be gold with a chevron, so they're upgraded cavalry. 13 urban cohorts and 1 legionary first cohort. Right, so he's got a chevron on that urban cohort, and he's got a legionary first cohort for some extra morale. Right, and on the other team we have Brotherhood member Crypto, who has brought the Julii Romans. He's got what looks to be 6 Praetorian Cavalry, looks to be gold, maybe with a chevron with it, on some cavalry. He's got 13 urban cohorts right here, and he's got 1 Town Watch. Now, a very unusual unit to bring in any 31k battle. Usually when people bring cheap units like this, they use it for absorbing Paglia or missile units, their arrows and such. So he's brought that. Any unit can absorb Paglias and missiles. So basically, why spend your most money on it when you can spend it on a cheap unit like this and basically soak it up? Right, and we have our last player, Legion 22, has brought the Julii Romans, and he's got what looks to be 3 Archer Auxilia, looks to be a silver attack and bronze shield. He's got 6 Praetorian Cavalry, but if you notice on his cavalry, they are gold with 2 chevron upgrades. So he's got some very powerful cavalry right here. And he's got what looks to be 10 urban cohorts and 1 legionary first cohort. So put that in the middle of his army, so basically everybody has extra morale. They can fight harder and they can fight longer. So that's our team and that's the enemy team, and hopefully you'll enjoy this special internal BH Brotherhood battle. Right, so things are gonna kick off over in this flank. My SBQR armies are gonna be pushing up extremely aggressive. If you notice that because I have a bit of a wider build, I can actually go for more flanking motions, and I can take them back if need be. So I'm gonna move up. Aurelius is gonna move up after a while. He was I think he was sleeping midway. But basically, I'm going to move up, and yeah, I'm going to be extremely aggressive in this battle. I want to make sure that we have the edge on this battle. We basically have the rights to move and do whatever we want. So basically, by taking the initiative, you have that power to change the course of the battle. Right, so Aurelius is going to push up. I'm going to push my army, make sure it's right in front of Legion's army right here. Make sure I get nice and close up on this face. Alright, so Legion's going to throw some Paglias at me. If you notice, a good thing about this army in comparison to Legion's army is, you see, one split army is, although it doesn't have as much infantry as Legion 22's, it has the width and the depth that's extremely similar to Legion. So what this does is it basically holds as an anchor to keep Legion's army in place. If I actually play my cards right, I could with 7 infantry be able to completely take out most of his army, and that's only half of my army. So because of Legion's infantry deficit right here, he might be at a problem. But he has some powerful cavalry, so hopefully that makes up for the lack of infantry he has. Alright, so Legion's done something extremely smart right here. He's put some loose formation urbans over here. Although I would, if I were Legion, put a bit more infantry behind that to match that. It's a good tactic he's done. It keeps my army in place, and certainly I do not want to rush this bit because one, because my split army makes me really wide, so I don't want to rush the skirmish because you know, I could end up losing a lot of troops. Right, so I'm gonna move up just a tidbit closer. I'm gonna get up on Legion's face. I really want to throw those Paglias. I really want to take advantage of my infantry surplus right here. I basically want to exhaust my missiles right here. Right, so Aurelius is right on his face. Right, so you see what the Town Watch are doing with... You see what the Town Watch are doing. Basically, they're absorbing the Paglias that are being thrown right here. Right, so that unit over there has just routed because of the amount of missiles, but his first line of missiles are actually taken out. Right, so what's basically going on here is I'm attacking that first unit right here. I got more infantry to spare, so I'm going to take out that one Paglia shield unit right there. Legion's done something very clever right here. He knows I'm exhausted with the Paglias on my first few units, so he's brought out his archers. He's aiming for my cavalry over here, making sure he gets a few shots on them. What I've done here is, since my guys are very damaged over here, I'm going to actually send them forward and attack. So by doing this, I can kill a few archer units, and I'm hoping to bait that cavalry so I can get them stuck in my infantry, going for a nice cavalry attack right there. So I'm going to move my infantry army up. Hopefully I'm fast enough. Right, so I'm moving my cavalry up. I really want to charge. but Legion's pulled out just in time, so I'm not gonna do that. But by doing this, one archer unit was completely routed. Right, so one of these units right here is really taking out this one unit right here. This kind of leaves Legion's tight formation units open right here. I'm going to move this army up even closer. See this as an opportunity to throw more Paglias. Legion's throwing his Paglias right now. He's really pressing me down with the missiles right here. Right, so after throwing his Paglias, he basically goes into a Testudo right here. It's a basic tactic for Roman generals, but using Testudo, they can avoid any sort of missile units right here. Right, so I'm taking a bit of Paglia hits from Crypto's Urbans right here. It really causes me trouble. So Aurelius has moved up so he can take a bit of it in. Right, so Legion's doing something extremely smart right here, using his missile units right here. He knows he's gonna lose it, but he brings it up so he can get some shots on our cavalry. It's really doing quite a bit of damage on Aurelius's cavalry, and he knows that if I take my Urbans right here and attack that one unit, I'm gonna be completely out of position. Right, so Aurelius has gone for a bit of a flanking action. He doesn't want to go too far because he's gonna be further away from me. And that kind of spells out some problems. Right, so Aurelius is going to peel off a few units. He's going to try and give me some. I have my units rallying back, so I put them in my main army. Aurelius is going to basically hold the center. I'm going to go for another flanking motion right here. Because of my split army build, I can basically stretch the battlefield out. Make sure I get most of that space. I can completely put them in really bad positions right now. Right, so you see how stretched out the field is right now. We've got Aurelius right here. We've got my A army right here. We've got my B army right here. Initially, Legion's only was a little bit of a box right here, but now he's completely stretched out. My all of our cavalry are right here, and they're ready to smash onto this flank. Right, so because there's a little bit of a gap in the center of our two formations, Aurelius was nice enough to peel some of his units off. Right, so I've got one unit in Testudo, and Aurelius has put 3 of his units into Testudo. This unit right here has absorbed all the Paglia it can possibly absorb. I brought my one army right here as close as I possibly can. I want to try and get as close to their face, looking for a nice position to attack and to charge. I haven't gone in just yet because I feel like if we attack now, we wouldn't get the most out of it. Alright, so Crypto's going in for a massive charge. He's going in for all 6 of his cavalry, going for that one Testudo unit right there. Alright, so that was a very good charge by Crypto right there. Managed to break the Testudo out of that one unit. So Aurelius has brought one more urban cohort unit right there. Wants to make sure that the other infantry and cavalry can pour in. Right, so we're moving our cavalry along this flank. We're planning on hitting this actually. So I have my cavalry positioned right here. Legion's actually brought his infantry closer to his main army so they can begin a massive attack on this flank. Right, so I'm gonna take the opportunity right now. I'm gonna push in into that one archer unit and into the place where they basically gave me that open area. Right, but if you see right here, you can see that this army is actually impeding on the space of this army right here. So this makes an attack coming from both angles to be not so good. So this actually might make our attack less effective. But if you notice the position of our cavalry is all the way over there, while their cavalry is much closer and compact. So If you were Crypto and Legion, what would you do? Would you continue to defend this? Or would you perhaps go for a little bit of a isolated attack? We'll see what they do. Right, so we're really pressing hard. I'm going to go a bit more into the center right here. I want to try and help out Aurelius a bit. Right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just keep outflanking right here. I notice that if my army's right here, and I attack from this angle, I have another angle and place where my cavalry can charge in. So Crypto's brought some of his infantry over here to help out his ally. They're really stretched out, they're really surrounded. Things don't seem to be looking too good right now. Alright, so Crypto's going to do something extremely clever over here, and he's noticed that all of our cavalry's over there, so why not go for a nice cavalry hit right here and try and take out Aurelius and roll us up from right to left. So Crypto's going to go in for a nice charge. It's a bit of a weak charge, but it really damaged Aurelius right there. Crypto's sending in more of his infantry. He's trying to shore up the beginning, the start of his infantry. Crypto's going to go in for a nice charge right here. He's going to help out his urban cohorts right here. He's going to completely rush. Right, so his allies going in for a nice cavalry hit, and boom! Here comes all the cavalry. They're going to try and get us as quickly as possible. Alright, so if you hadn't noticed, I had done another flanking motion. So basically, I'm doing a infantry rush plus a cavalry charge. So because my infantry block was right around where this testudo was, and basically I outflanked from the other side, not only are they trapped from both sides, but I have my cavalry ready in the center to charge. So Legion's gonna go in for a counter charge right here. He's gonna basically actually no, he's gonna pull back and he's gonna try and get a nice position. I'm gonna charge, Aurelius is gonna charge, I'm gonna charge straight into the center, straight into that one unit, and Aurelius is gonna charge over here into those loose units right there. I'm gonna go in for a charge, and Crypto and Legion are going in for a counter charge right here. It's a massive cavalry hit. Right, so because of the angle and the momentum in which me and Aurelius were able to charge, we were able to rout quite a few units right there. A big issue with our last battle was that we didn't pull out our cavalry enough. So once I got that full cavalry charge bonus, I'm going to try and pull out with all the cavalry I have. And Aurelius is going to pull out also, get a better position. Because of that infantry rush, my infantry are all over the place. So Aurelius is going to go in for another charge. He's pulled back, he's pulled the trigger, and he's going in for another charge, going straight for that one infantry unit. Bringing in the remnants of my infantry. I'm going in for a counter charge as well. While he's over there, I'm charging straight for that general. I want to get as many urbans killed from that one unit, reduce the morale completely. Alright, so Crypto and Legion 22 have countercharged, but because I got so much of infantry over there, and because of the impact of the charge, their cavalry has actually just been routed. Right, so they're going in for another counter charge, trying to get some of Aurelius's cavalry. Aurelius is going straight for Crypto's general. You see how that's isolated. He's going to go for a nice hammer and anvil charge. There's a nice powerful charge right there. Right, so I'm going to go in for another charge, going straight for those isolated units right there.
Great gods be praised.
Right, so because of that charge right there, I was able to kill Legion General, completely get the rest of those units right there. Aurelius went in for a nice charge over there, took out Crypto's General. Right, so Crypto's cavalry have completely routed. The Legion and Crypto's infantry have just been routed. Legion just admitted defeat.
All Rome will be amazed at such a victory. The day is ours.
Right, so it said it was a clear victory. I thought it was going to be an average victory based off the amount of kills. So good game to myself, good game to Aurelius. The score is 1-1, and yeah, it was a good game to me, Aurelius, Crypto. Legion was a fun battle to play and to rewatch, obviously. Split army builds can be really, really effective sometimes, but sometimes if the builds are really wide, they can't really do very much. But if the builds are really compact, you might have a good time against it. Fortunately enough, I was lucky to have a ally like Aurelius, who gave me some good charges and really supported me in that flanking motion. So yeah, it was a hard-earned victory, but a victory is still a victory. So this is Brotherhood member Mars saying, I hope you enjoyed this battle, and I hope you have a great day. Let's see the battle statistics. Strangely enough, my urban cohorts did most of the damage, while my Praetorians didn't do as much. Yeah, usually that's the complete opposite for me in most battles, but yeah, that's interesting. Aurelius got some good kills with his cavalry. Yeah, mainly the infantry did the damage. That's odd. Well, life can be odd sometimes.